just because our thought is to share, because it's our responsibility. It doesn't matter how tired we are. It doesn't matter how busy we are. It doesn't matter if we in good mood or bad mood. It doesn't matter. It's our responsibility to give this information out. The fountain of life wasn't for me to keep. It wasn't for you to keep or use. It wasn't for opulence to keep and use. It was for opulence to use and share, right? Divine is not for us to keep and use and keep our families happy and healthy and protected. It's for us to do that, plus to share to other people. That's our job. So every day that you wake up, you should be thinking to yourself that, what's my contribution for today? How many people are going to get the message of health, the path, the door, to somewhere better through our compensation plan, through our product line? The religious people, doesn't matter what religion they go, it's the message of God has to get out, right? They're not doing this for reward. And they're right, where the message of God does have to get out. And they're out there and they're dedicated to it. And they get the message of God out. Not everybody does it, very few do actually. But thank God there are very committed people that keep on getting the message of God to everybody in all religions. And with opulence, we got the message of health, a message of better place to be, health-wise or from the business-wise. From the financial side, lifestyle side, the comp plan takes care of that. So you got to understand the comp plan just as good as you understand the fountain of life. You got to understand it, learn it. You have to explain it, and when you can do that, a lot of people, you can solve a lot of people's problems with the compensation plan. You can solve a lot of problems for people through the comp plan, the perks of the comp plan. And then, of course, same way for health, we can solve a lot of people's problem with divine, with the fountain of life, with the toothpaste, we can, with the collagen that's coming up, house, this is an actual fact. It was a fact 30 years ago. It's even more of a fact today. Inside your house, there's more toxicity than outside your house. We all think our houses are clean, but it's not about being clean or not. It's what you use, from inside your bathroom, laundry room, soaps, shampoos. So inside your house is more toxic and for your health, Wi-Fi, than outside your home. So now we bring in all these solutions with our Safe Home Revolution to inside your home. You're in your home all the time. Your free radicals being created all the time with the Wi-Fi there, your cell phone that's there. When you go to brush your teeth, you put that poison in your mouth. When you're using shampoo, soap, they all have toxic chemicals like SLS on them, in them. All the stuff that's known to be toxic, and yet it's all over your home, including your laundry room. And so our job, we can solve a lot of those problems by just telling people about what we know and let them decide on what they want to do. And we have all these revolutionary systems we put together. We call it cost transition. We make life a lot easier for people to try. Our products is not something that's extra, right? People need 30 items that we can get rid of a shopping cart. It's something you already have at home. Everybody outside opulence, they already have these 30 items at their home because it's something they need every single day, 30 plus. And 30 plus of it, we can eliminate. Maybe they need 40 items, 50 items. I haven't figured it out yet. What we did sit down and figure out is that 30 plus because there's a couple of other things we can add to that, 30 plus items can come off your shopping list for the rest of your life. Rest of your life. And it's just incredible. That's just incredible. So anyways, that's the first part that I want to share with you, just because Sanaz cared enough to tell him about, because how that came about, he was late to come to work, and he was trying to explain he was late because his wife is sick, and Sanaz cared enough to say what's the issue. He mentioned the situation, and Sanaz took the time to explain and share, and that has changed for the last 2 months. They've been associated with us. That has changed their household. Uh, this story is beyond, like I say, you and I maybe can comprehend the story, kind of get it, right? There's no way you can feel it. You can't feel it till it's till you live with that person, till you live with that condition. That's when you feel it. And if we can make that type of impact on someone's household, someone's life, then it's not a choice. We gotta talk to everybody. Sometimes we go out with Sanaz's friends, and they're upper echelon friends or whatever it is, and some of them are using our ferry line, starting more and more now, which is nice. So I thought this something I never did before, but now I make it a point. What shampoo you're using, what toothpaste you're using, why? Stuff that they don't expect, because they look at me up here. They don't expect me, with all the cars, everything that I own, and for me to talk about toothpaste, right? And I make a point now to do that, because it's not, I've always talked about the FOL, now we're talking Divine. Everybody's interested in collagen before it even comes out. For some reason, they saw a couple of things about collagen coming out. I didn't know how many people actually use collagen or love collagen. That is something that came to us automatically. Who is collagen? You want that? But, I'm just telling him now, what are you using this? What are you using? Because I find that it's my moral responsibility to share the information. That's it. To share the information. All right. So how do you build an MLM business? I don't think there's anyone more qualified in the world than me to talk about this. And it's not me saying this. I'm part of the Hall of Fame. Voted #1 and #2 twice. The only executive in MLM that actually came from the field, was highly successful there, and I'm successful here. Usually anyone who's tried, who are successful in the field, they failed as an executive. And the people who are executive who are successful now, they never actually build anything on the field. So it's kind of weird. I'm just only one, and I'm told all the time, I'm surprised at how I made it as an executive because of my background as a successful leader on the field. So I built 5 multi-million-dollar businesses. So, and I'm always asking myself, like people ask me this question, and I always tell people, I get puzzled when people ask me, how do I make it in MLM? Because to me, it's such a simple formula, and you can put it in many different ways. It's just a very, very simple. So I decided, what I will do is, I get messages all the time, and it's not from our company, because my forensic is a very big worldwide, different companies, and I get questions from other companies. So I decided, and sometimes I bring those questions for you guys, because I see you can use the answer. So somebody said, if I join into MLM business, how do I make sure I'm successful? That's the question. So when somebody asks me a question like that, I always ask myself that question. And so, Ramin, if you got into MLM today, what would you do? Right? And I find it's not much different than what I used to do. Okay, it's more modernized and stuff like that. There's easier things to do now, which is social media, and it's easy to get around the world now. Pay an ad on social media, boom, it goes to the right audience. We didn't have this stuff back then. So a lot easier now, but it really remains the same. The first principles, it's called the first principles. The first principles remain the same. So I broke it down to 10, and so let's talk about that. If you're going to join an MLM business today, how do you become successful? Now you can take these same 10 for you. It doesn't matter if you've been here for 10 years. This is the 10 things you need to do to be successful. You will not be successful. I mean, it's not like, okay, it's a choice. It's not a choice. If you want to earn a full-time income, if you want to get a result in anything, forget about MLM for a minute. If you want to get a result in anything, right, you need to follow certain guidelines, and you need to be consistent about it, and you're going to be thinking long term. And the minute you falter, your targets falter too. It's that simple. It's not complicated. And MLM is no different. So I'm going to tell you, get your paper, get your pen, write it down. Not only because you need it. You also, as you write, you learn it better because you're writing. It's visual for you, not just auditorial. Also, most importantly, you're gonna have to teach it. If you're gonna get duplication, well, the stuff that I do here, you should be taking notes. Take the link the very next day. We always load on Forensic Networking channel on YouTube. And you should be sharing this with the one new guy. Get together, it's only an hour, listen, take notes, and discuss. That's it. That's what you do. And then, well, that's a duplicatable system. And they bring the first guy in, the first girl in. Next thing you know, they do the same thing. They take the link, they listen, they discuss, and duplication. I mean, system duplicate, right? All right, 10 things you need to do to be able to achieve success. One, you got to be prepared. So what does that mean? You can't just get going. Don't just get going, okay? Go where, right? You got to be prepared. Prepared means two ways. One, you need to have products, and you need everything. You need to be head to toe, fashion line, power to trade, doesn't matter. And you need to make sure you have the safe home revolution, right? So you got to have the preparation, because you don't sell one product. You sell a lot of products, right? You need to be prepared with the product, and that includes also a lookbook, whether it's the physical ones from the old days or you print one from the back office. Make nicely, get a book ready, let people see all your products. So you need to be prepared on the product side, and you need to be prepared on the presentation side. We call it the tours. Now, in the welcome kit, we actually give you the PowerPoint, the latest PowerPoint. You can go to the back office and print it. That's what, and you got to do this stuff. Don't even wait for your welcome kit. If I sign you up tonight, I'm not waiting for welcome kit. Where's this presentation? Where's this link? Oh, there's a link sent to my friend. Here's the presentation. I'm printing it. I'm not waiting for anything. I need to get going, and I want to make sure that I feel more confident, I sleep better, that I know that what's available, tools available to me. Otherwise, I'm confused. If I'm confused, I'm not doing anything. Next thing you know, week 2, 3 weeks go by, and I got a box, I got some stuff, I got some shopping credit somewhere. This is what's going on, right? This is what's going on. And of course, when confusion sets in, inactivity starts, right? So you need to be prepared. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, 99% of people, they fail at number 1. They're not prepared. They don't have the products. If they have maybe something, 1 or 2 products. So they don't have the products, haven't tried the products, have no idea. They don't have the brochures, they don't have the lookbook, they don't have a single fashion piece. They don't even know about these products or how it's made. They know nothing. How are you going to run a business like that? It's not complicated. If I put you in a restaurant, look, when I bought a restaurant business, it was a pizza business. They had a menu. I had to learn how to make a steak sub. How do you make a steak sub? I don't know. How do you make a meatball sub? And how do you make the dough? How do you I had to learn every single item on the menu before I can sell it. I cannot even not know one of them. And so if a customer shows up, hey, can I get this? Well, I don't know how to make that. You can't, right? And that's for a merely restaurant business with limitations of 16-hour days and a big mortgage. I learned everything for something that was highly dangerous and it could make me $3-4 grand a month. But that was a good training for me, right? It was good training for me because if I had to do all that work for something that was not even worth that much, right? Here, we are handed from day one a comp plan of $4 million. Give me the menu, man. I want to learn. Oh, how do you do this? Who knows? Where's the chef? Right? I want to know. I want to know because there is a comp plan cast in stone. And again, because the comp plans are not negotiable. The comp plans are comp plans. It goes in a software program. The software program is never spoken to. The software programs are not talking to Ramin or anybody. As the CV flows in there, it's got only one job, and that is to process a commission for you. So the software knows all these perks and bonuses, and they're constantly 24 hours a day searching your entire downline to see how it can trigger one or more of these perks and bonuses, all the way up to about $4 million a year. It's not a person figuring this out in the background. It's a machine. It's a software. He has no feelings. He doesn't care. All he does is just looking to get you to $4 million a year. That's what he's trying to do. Now, that's not true with traditional businesses, because I was with a company, I helped them from bankruptcy to become number 2 in the world, and I had to sue them because when I did all that work, this goes back 20-something years ago, then the owner thought, well, you know what, Ramin's making way too much money on the commission side, so I think we don't need to terminate that contract, right? When you deal with traditional businesses, this is what happens, because you deal with people. But when it comes to opulence, I don't sign your commission checks. Software does it all. I don't know. I mean, I get a report every and I like to see what's going on in my top 20, top 25. Sometimes I look at it, sometimes I don't. But I don't make any decision on the processing of that. So here you got, we're still at point number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at point number 1. Preparation. Ask yourself, are you prepared? Do you have all the products? I mean, I don't mean you have every fashion piece, but no, do you have enough that when you go out from head to toe, there is a piece representation of your fashion line? Then, do you have all the brochures? Because I can tell you, people, professionals especially, where doctors or MLM professionals, they listen to you, but show me something. Let me make sure that this company is for real. They want to look at the brochure, see, oh, this is good quality. Oh, wow, the writing is good. So they understand it's a professional thing. Do you have that? Do you have all the brochures? Do you have all the products, say from Revolution? Do you have your presentation book where there's a compensation plan in there? Do you have a presentation book? When somebody says, so how does this work? So you can just zip it and say, have a seat, open the book, go through it. That's step 1. Have you passed that step? Because I know a lot of people, I said, well, I don't know why it doesn't work. Well, I don't know. You go to the gym, you buy a gym membership. The very first thing you need to do is to buy some gym gear, right? Track pants, maybe, the shorts, tights, something, running shoes, I don't know. So imagine you sign up on a gym membership and you don't have any of that. So then you try to go to the gym, I don't know, with your sandals, once here, once there. You show up with a, I don't know, dress shirt or something, and I don't know, try to do something. And I mean, you can't get a cardio done because it's all sweaty. So maybe I just do some weights. But this is how people run their MLM business. And these are the most basic things, right? The most basic things. Be prepared. Get the CA from Revolut. We made it simple for you because we package this up properly, right? Nicely. We give all these bonuses, free stuff too, that you can, vast majority of you guys, any fashion piece you have, I know a lot of it, not all of us, came from Opulence Points, which you got for free. So it's like you should be so prepared to get a simple revolution, and then you're gonna get, some fashion pieces in your initial package, some bonuses, use that. You get all the brochures, make sure you have it. The presentation side, you want to make sure you got the tour, you buy a book from the Staples, some place where you can just put some plastic inserts, and then you put the brochures in there, bunch of articles, whether you become pictures, whatever. Now that is your present. Now you're ready. You got the products, you got the presentation book, boom, you're ready to go. All right, point number 1. Spent a lot of time there because a lot of people don't even make it past that. Number 2, you gotta be shooting for something. right? You gotta be shooting for targets. Like if you come in and say, well, I'm gonna see if I can make some money. And well, I mean, horrible way to start. What does that even mean? Because here's the thing. MLM, it's not just MLM, but let's talk about our business. This business is too hard, unless you have some serious targets, right? Because if you have some serious targets that you know you can never achieve in your job, then it's not hard at all. Because it's the only option you have, and it's possible. Fantastic. But if you don't have a target, okay, well, I'll buy the kit and I'll see. Well, oh, I didn't like him. He said to me, "Oh, I'm selling snake oil or something." Or yeah, he doesn't like these type of businesses, and see, you're not focusing on your targets, right? Because it's not there. There is no target there. You're kind of going around, and you start to notice all these obstacles that any business has. There's an old saying that obstacles only appear when you take your eyes off your targets. So if I'm looking at the target, I'm not seeing the obstacles around, right? I mean, they're there, but I don't really see them. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on the targets. I'm shooting out for that next rank, the comp plan. That's my target. Comp plan attaches to my dream. So, each rank accomplishes some dreams for me. So I'm focused on the comp plan, and these things come, but it's there, but I'm not focused on that. Focusing on the comp plan, right? I'm focusing on the targets. So, but the target's not there. Oh, what's this? Oh, I'm looking here. Oh, that's snake oil. I'm looking there. Oh, these type of business I'm looking. So I'm not even looking at a target. I'm looking at these uninformed sunblocks whose life I wouldn't want anyways. They have nothing to show for it. But yet, because I don't have a target, anything I'm looking at, because I'm not looking at where I need to go. If I'm, I like guns. I have a lot of guns because I target shoot. So if I'm going to the range, I'm trying to hit it. What am I looking at? At the target? Or am I like what he's saying, what she's saying? Like, what am I doing? Right? It's the same thing. You got to set some targets to shoot for. And when you set some targets to shoot for, two things happen. Number one, you're not paying attention to the negative stuff because you're focusing. Number two, you're really enjoying the victories too. Okay, I'm in LA, I need 3. I need to get 2 who get 2. And it's 6 LAs to go LD1. And get to the car club. Boom. Great. Not only car club, various bonus. Fantastic. So you got no comp plan. So I get to LD1, I get various bonus, I get comp plan. I get car club. Boom. Okay. How do you do that? 2, each get 2, 6. Let's go. So I'm going, I got 2 in. Somebody said this is a snake oil. I don't care. I get 2 more in. I got 2 more to go. So, this is scam. Oh, fine. 2 more. I'm looking at the target. I'm not here to listen to people's opinion. I'm focused. My business Bible becomes the comp plan, right? That's what I'm looking at. That's all I'm focused at. So number 2, shoot for some targets. Now in our company, in forensic, in a more detailed way, professional way, we call that the promise list. The promise list, where you sit down with your family, it takes a few hours. You keep adding to it over time, and you put down the most important things to you. Not things that are realistic. As a matter of fact, the realistic thing has no place in the promise list. Keep that in your other world. When you get into the promise list world, it's everything you dream of, you find desirable, everything that. So take your reality out of it. By the way, you're living in your reality. And that sucks, right? You don't want to be there. So don't bring that into your promise list. This is where there is no limitations. This is where, for some people like me, and there's a lot of you guys out there, Renee Liao, the reality is not where they live. The reality is where the comp plan lives. That's where the reality is. Because it's very simple. It doesn't talk to anybody, it has no feelings. You're putting some, looking for data, looking for CV, looking for certain metrics, and boom, it checks mark a new reality for me. So the people who do a lot get a lot is because the reality is not where they're at. The reality is where they want to go. That's where they want to go. But then for the masses, to them, the reality is where they're at, not where they can be, where they need to be. And of course, even when it comes to a promise list, as they try to write this down, somehow they bring that into the don't do that. Let that be where it's at. You want a beautiful piece of paper that you can live your fantasies in. The good news is this particular fantasy is attached to a comp plan that can make it happen. The comp plan can make it. Without the comp plan, it remains a dream. But because it's a comp plan that can make it happen, as long as it can be done within $4 million a year, then you can, I think for most people, they could live their dreams through that, right? For the rest of your life. Number two, so have a promise list. Shoot for some targets. Have you started on doing that? For a lot of you guys, you haven't even done that. You kind of got in, you got excited with the product. Okay, I know 5 people who were sick, whatever, right? Then you start doing that. Okay, fine. That's a contribution. It's not going to get you to the top of a comp plan, right? It doesn't. We share information. Yeah, that is a contribution to the world. It's great, fantastic. But you want to get to a different world financially, you need to climb the comp plan, right? So to do that, you have to learn the comp plan and you have to start executing things for that to happen. Number three, find your LOA, right? What is your LOA? LOA, law of averages, right? That means once you got preparation for products, preparation for your business, your presentation book, all that stuff, then you need to present it to somebody, right? Somebody has to show the plan to somebody. And you keep doing that. When you show the plan, one of 3 things will happen. They become a customer, they become a distributor, they're not interested, right? There you go. So you keep on showing the plan. Do a business tour, do a product tour, business tour, product tour. That's what we do. And when you do it enough times, long enough period of time, then you're going to find out what is your average, right? That's where you're at. In forensic, we say forensic is very scientific. That's where everyone should get the box, get it, because all the stuff I'm telling you is there. I wrote that book 24 years ago. I built millions of dollars for myself to the box. We created 17 million to that box. Get the box. I put 35 years of knowledge. I give it to you for $100. I think it is in the back office. Go get it, right? And then once you have it, then you can ask questions and you can become. And every time somebody tells me whether it's new or old or MLM veteran or new, like Ramin, I'm lost, which you will be at some point. I don't know where to start. Go to your box. The box is a great reset, refresh. Instantly, you'll never get lost. Get a box, MO box, and you'll never be lost. All right. So the law of averages is when you do something enough times, repeat it for a long enough period of time. Now, forensic says 40 dialings, 40 times, 40 attempts will get you 1 buying customer or a distributor. 40 dialings, I mean, attempted to call somebody 40 times, one of them becomes a sale, and one of them becomes a distributor. Now, for some people, and that's the average for everybody. Now, some people may be better than that. If you're below that, then we have to take a look and see, because we have scripts and everything else. Everyone should be averaging that. And so right away, that is your law of average. So you will come back to me and say, you know what, Ramin, I do so far, you can't do this short period of time. No, but long term, it's what I mean, I do this for 18 months or 2 years, and I find that my law of averages is better than 40 to 1. Great. We had people who had much higher ratios than this. Much higher. I'm not going the best or the worst, saying after all these years, and teams over 100,000 people, the number basically is 40 attempts get you 1, right? So what is your LOA? Now, if you don't have an LOA, that means you're not consistent. If you're not consistent, that means repeat something for a long period of time. If you're not consistent, you never get an LOA. If you don't get an LOA, then you're not even in the game. You're not even running the race You're not even running the race, right? So you need to, that's why you need the box to be consistent. If you have the box, then you have a shot. You have a chance. That you know, because every day you open it up, you make the calls, you close it, open up, make the calls, you close it. So with the box, it's easy to do. Without the box, it's almost impossible to do. So you have the choice. You can take the impossible road, or you can take the route that gives you a good shot. As a matter of fact, I said forensic is 100%. It's guaranteed 100%. You cannot miss. If you are strong enough, good enough to follow for 18 to 24 months, you cannot miss. It's guaranteed. Cannot miss. But it's for people to be able to be that disciplined. Because here's what happens. People can do that for a while and they see success. When they see success, what happens? They derail themselves from what got them there. They change their plan. Forensic is very, very, very detailed. There's a chapter called Forensic Business Plan, where people hit the box and they do really well, it goes up, and next thing you know, they got a bunch of stuff going on. Next thing you know, they're spending most of their time with them and not on their own. But there is actually a plan of action for that, where you cannot abandon what you're doing because now you become a manager. You become a manager, life does not sustain. One forensic philosophies, life does not sustain. It's getting better, getting worse, right? So if you start managing and stop trying to push momentum up, then this is what's going to happen. Because they are starting to duplicate you. They are becoming managers because they don't see you recruiting anybody. And next thing you know, then it starts to sink. So what is your LOA? Now, ask yourself, do I even have one? And you don't. So you don't have one? How do you expect to build a business? Like how? Again, I always talk about gym. You can go to the gym, have nothing to do, and have no plan. Don't really work out properly. Okay, you jump on the machine a little bit. Fine. You're not gaining anything, but yeah, it's the fact that you're there, you're sweating a little bit. It's good. It's good for you but you're not really advancing yourself much. But maybe you're stopping from getting worse, right? Maybe that's what. But then if you go there, you have a plan. You go there, you go workout schedule, and you're working hard. You're doing everything. Then you start to see results. Our business is the same way. I mean, you could come in, just get a product, use it, great. That helps you in your health side. Fantastic. But it's not helping you in your business side, right? Because at the end of the day, the comp plan requires not you, but requires lots of people in your team to do what you do, which is use a lot of products and sell, right? So if that's not there, the comp plan side is not happening. So yeah, you're maintaining health, but you're not doing anything for your. So it's really, really important that if you want to make a lot of money in this business, whether it's this business or other businesses, you have to understand that, you got to duplicate yourself. And we give you all the tools to do that. By the way, if you want to know how Opulence Business works, how you can build the Opulence Business, that's not on Tuesday. That's not this call. Here I'll talk about general or advanced business building stuff. The Opulence training happens on Saturday. And I know a lot of you guys are not on there because I went on there. The numbers are low. We used to get like 300-400 people on Saturday. That's when you find out how you do Opulence Business. That's a Saturday call. So don't miss it. It's daytime. You can all make it. So number 3, what is your LOA? If you don't have one, well, here's your answer. Get it? Things will change for you. Number 4, keep evolving. Keep getting better. Now, if you do what I just asked you to do, you are getting evolving, right? You're evolving. But constantly get more information. I keep talking about it for years and years. I go to sleep and wake up to YouTube. I am so addicted to information. You have no idea. You have no idea. I could never get enough of it. Like, I couldn't put my phone down because I have to do something important. I bring my phone with me because I just need to finish this segment because there's something else I'm searching for. I am in that state of flow where I need information. And to keep the mind healthy, make sure that because I'm doing a lot of major big things. These are big ideas that we do, right? And I don't want to, there's anything that I don't know. And although I have some qualified people doing this stuff, I need to understand what they're doing. So that's me. You don't need to be me, but understand your business, right? Understand your business. Keep evolving. Ask yourself, am I better? Don't expect a bigger check unless you yourself have evolved and grown. What does Jim Rohn says? You want to earn more, you got to become more. If you want to earn more, you want to become more, right? For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better, right? That means evolving, right? So getting on these calls helps you with that. You evolve on Tuesday, you evolve on Monday, you evolve on Saturday. You do it for months after months, years after years. You are a different person. You come to conferences, right? You are a different person. You do some research on your own. You have to decide, right? You want to change your life completely. Number 5, deepen your roots with the company and the staff. Get to know the staff, the senior staff. You know, opulence is a lifetime home. It's a forever home, right? Nothing is worse than somebody who's lost, going from one company to another, one company to another, company to another. They don't know anyone. They don't understand the comp plan. They lost there. It's not home. They're like, oh, maybe I'll make money this time. I don't know, because I heard something. What a horrible, horrible place to be. I can imagine the worst place to be. You know, it's like not having a home, a real address that you can call your own, that you know, no matter what happens during the day, you're going to end up at this address you call home. And it's a safe spot. It's where, you know, you want to be there. It's home. And yet in business, people who've been with the same company for a long time, they feel that, you know, they know that this is home, right? They know it. They want to get better at it, whether having success or not, but they feel comfortable being there. People know them. They know people. You know, there's a bond there. They feel protected. So, and if you're really, really, you know, good and not shy, I would say, you know, deepen your roots. Get to know the staff, because trust me, you're gonna need it one day. And something outside maybe the policies, and you know, or we have a policy that works, and find a way to say yes. You know, even if it doesn't really fall within sometimes guidelines. You know, but they'll only do that because if you know you, people, they're people. Like and trust with them, get to know the senior guys. To deepen your roots. That something happens, you need it, we're there for you. You make a mistake, oh, we'll forgive it. You want to make sure that, you know, because at the end of the day, it's home, lifetime home for you. It's a so you really want that check mark. Okay, I got my home in business, and so don't just be a customer, right? You're a partner. We call you a partner, right? You're a partner. You're a brand partner. You know, you're one of our mall operators. You're operating with us. You know, get to know us, right? Get to know the staff, and you know, occasional text to one of them that you deal with a lot. Hey, listen, nothing important. Actually, don't want anything. Just want to say hi. Thank you for all you do. Throw something like this out. Trust me, it goes a long way. It goes a long way for you when you need it months from now, years from now. Number 6, team and customer appreciation events. You know, so we do some nation building, right? Some team building. This is something, again, a lot of people don't understand. Even the good network marketers, the difference between part-time and part-time serious, real part-time, not the sometime people who think they're part-time. That means a real part-time. They really respect the timeline. The difference between them and part-time serious and full-time, these guys, they just don't see the human element. They don't understand the human element as much. In other words, outside work schedule, the meetings and trainings, they don't really put it much time after that. You know, I call it nation building, team building, where you appreciate them for doing what they're doing, show appreciation, and do a barbecue, go to an ice cream parlor, find a really hot coffee shop that everybody wants to go to, a chic boutique, whatever. Bring them there, you know, do things with them. If you got a nice car, take them for a ride, got a nice home, backyard, invite them over, you know, do that. You know, you want to make sure that you know, never take it for granted that, you get your check every Tuesday and you don't even know where it's coming from. That's a horrible place to be. Trust me. And this is why you're always on the treadmill. Because in any business, there's peaks and valleys, and during the valleys, you lose a lot of people. If you don't know them, if you're not there, if you're there, you can lift them back up, right? If you're not there, they just leave. They just fall off. They just fall off. Talk about, even if it's for self-serving reasons, just do the most basics of things. Look, if you got the good heart, if you're a good human being, you want to do that anyways. You know, how do you collect a check from someone without knowing them? How do you collect a check from someone without saying thank you? How do you do that? You wouldn't do that to a restaurant. You wouldn't do that to someone else's traditional business. Why would you do it here? I mean, it's weird. You work somewhere, somebody comes and buys something. It's not even your business. You say thank you. It's not even your business. You say thank you. You know, you go buy something from someone. You pay them. You say thank you, right? You should. You should. But yet, people are buying in your downline organization. You don't say thank you. Like, how arrogant do you have to be? How's that impossible? How is that even a thing? That CVs coming into your organization because people buy it and sell it, and you don't actually know who they are or work. You don't even say thank you. So important stuff, guys. Look, it may sound basic stuff to you, but that's all it takes to be the top 1%. That's it. You know, if you're not if the top 1%, they're not superheroes. They're not. They're not Einsteins. They're not. They just do some basic things right and do it consistently all the time. That's it. And then tell you what those things are. Right? So number 7, rise up. Right? Put your game up. Rise up to rank up. Right? You're gonna rank up. You can't be comfortable. Don't be comfortable. Well, I'm an LD2, so I feel good. Well, you should feel good for a while. There is 4 more ranks above that. Why do you shortchange yourself? Why stop there? You get a nice cruise, great. Qualify next year again, get a second cruise, and third and fourth. You can do that actually. You can re-qualify for the same thing over and over again. You know, but then there's an exotic vacation that waiting for you, and then there's luxury. I mean, there's so much of this opulence, right? So make sure that you rise up to rank up, I call it. Understand that there's so much more for you to accomplish. Number 8, become a leader. Now, become a leader. Somebody says, "Well, I'm not a leader." That's not true. Everyone's a leader. The person who says, "I'm not a leader," they're thinking about maybe this particular situation or this business, but then you look at them at their job. Oh, they're telling everybody where to go. Look at them at their home. Oh, they're telling the husband and kids where to go. That in other areas, you see that they have that leadership. It's not in this particular area, they haven't crossed over to bring those attributes with them. So everyone's got leadership in them. But anyways, the definition of leadership, what do you think it is? All it is that you're the first one to adopt the new developments. That's it. And you share it. That's the most 90% of a leadership is this. You're the first one to learn, adopt, and share new developments. Company puts out something, I'm first one to hear it. Emergency call, get it in play. There you go. There's the leadership. Who can't do that? Everybody can do that. But if you're way not paying attention, and there are things that I run to people, when did that get started? I don't know, about 6 months ago. And these are the ranking people. So they're not leaders, right? They're not leaders. Because you could be brand new today, brand new, launching, and be a leader in this company today. It's not about ranks. It's about being a first adopter first and put it into implementation. Number 9, stay logical, manage ego. And somehow people, the weak people, as their rank goes up, their ego gets even bigger. Like, what's with this ego stuff? No one has the bigger ego than me in the world. I was a world champion wrestler, I had 5 money. I can tell you, I learned very quickly, especially as a wrestler, it's hard. As a wrestler, to bite your tongue till it bleeds, it's hard. My job was just to crush people, right? It's that's hard. It's for me to yield in a situation when I'm confronted. No one has it harder than me. But I had to learn that, you know what? Years ago, I learned something, and it said, you're either rich or right. You're either rich or right. So which one would you like to be? You want to be Mr. Right all the time, or you want to be rich? I learned very quickly, I'd rather be rich. I don't need to win every battle. Here's a reality too, because you can all overpower somebody, but then people they don't want to be overpowered, right? So there's an old saying, convince one against his will, he's of the same opinion still. So a lot of times I see stuff I overlook, but 99% of the things I feel like I need to intervene with. Seriously, that's another understatement, overstatement. I probably, whether it's at work or with the distributorship, you guys, I hear things and I kind of bite my tongue for, but 99% of the things I feel like I need to make a correction on. But then, you know what? That's fine. Yeah. So, and you got to do the same thing. You got to do the same thing. What's this ego stuff about, right? Be logical, right? Be logical. And a logic, a lot of times, is not exactly what you want. So you gotta understand, logic is not what you want. Could be, not necessarily. Logic is something that based on certain things, whether it's based on policies and procedures, based on what's right and wrong, based on, so that's what logic is. And sometimes you might not like it. Put away the ego. What's a logical thing for your business? You being emotional and lose somebody, you being emotional and not talk to somebody till they quit, or the logical thing is, I'm going to forget about it, I'm just going to support them, keep them in the business long term, right? So that's it. The number 10 is really, really important, especially, we couldn't say number 10 till we're at least 5, 10 years old, and nowadays 10 plus, because companies are falling now at 8 or 9. I bought 2 companies at 8 years old, so it's not like the old days. Nowadays companies are weak. So you want to make sure, like, I know we could say that 19 years in, you want to build towards retirement. There was a time we used to say, come in and I'll become a millionaire and all this stuff, right? Again, everything evolves, right? Everything evolves, the world evolves, universe evolves, business evolves, people evolve. And I think more and more what's happening now is that we should be thinking not about if I'm going to be a millionaire in the next 3 to 5 years, what type of retirement am I going to have, right? Because it's become a real concern. Back when I started, people did well, right? People did well, so they knew that by the time they retired, the home is paid off. There was terminologies like snowbirds and golden years. You don't hear those things anymore because everyone's broke now at retirement. Everyone's broke at retirement. So these days, you should be thinking not 3 to 5 year millionaire thing like we used to. You should be thinking, what type of retirement am I going to have, whatever that is, 10 years, 20, 30 years, right? And we know what type of retirement, we know if there is a retirement pension 10 years, 20 years from now, we don't know for sure because they're saying everything's broke. In the US, they say Social Security will be bankrupt in 11 years in the US. That's the US now. They can print money. They're saying Social Security will be bankrupt in 11 years. All right, let's assume it doesn't even go bankrupt, but we know even today, what type of lifestyle can you have on a pension? You can't, right? So I think what's important to say, look, I'm going to put in 10, 20, 30 as I live my life, right? I got a job, I got a business, and I'm going to have a 6-figure retirement. So it doesn't matter happening in 3, 5 to 10 years. It's like you got something, it's a home for you, you got deep roots in it, you're comfortable outside your job, you have something that's under your control, something that's building slowly, right? Your cost transitioning, you're loving everything, you got, it gives you flexibility, it gives you a control over what your expenses are to cost transition. At the end of the day, you should be thinking, from the moment you launch this business, you should be thinking, this is my retirement plan. And I can tell you, we have some very wealthy people in our company, like Suzanne Robinson, big time real estate tycoon. From day one that she launched with us 25 years ago, 20 years ago, she launched with me day one, right? 19 years ago. She never needed money. I think they own like 300 homes and apartment buildings. She always said, I'm doing this business because I need for my retirement. She said, for my retirement. So and that was 20 years ago. You should be thinking right now, next 10 years, 15, 20 years, that this is your retirement plan, and build that slowly. And when you start thinking like that, you're not worried about what happened this week or last week or next month. You know that you're building this organization. It's going from 1 to 2 and 3 and 5 and 8 and 11. It doesn't matter how much checks come in because there's all variables there, but you can see the volume accumulating constantly, the volume constantly, volume, constantly. Next thing you know, some of you guys have $30 million of volume, and not much here. You start to think 10 years later, okay, you know what? I got 30 million. That's like a lottery sitting here. So I should go do some stuff over here. And so it's consistently building while you live your life. So, anyways, with that team, I'm just gonna thank you, Ronan, for that. He puts up all the great stuff there. And what are your thoughts on this? Tell me. This is what I think. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think about this. We'll pass it back to our fearless hostess.
Thank you, sir. You have us all thinking. What we want to do, when we want to do it, but we should start it right now if we haven't started it. We can start over anytime. And our fearless leader has shown us the way. So we have to take the bull by the horns and run. Yes, run with it. Run with it. I wrote down all my steps. So guess what? I'm going with it. I need to go to Dubai free. Yes. Free. So anyone wants to say something? Our CEO is waiting.
It's good to get, Ronan, go Ronan. Let's get one or two final closing comments. Ronan's next. Go for it. Hello. There we go.
Hello. Maybe.
Hey, Ronan.
Thank you, Ronan. Good evening. Good night. Good morning.
In Israel, it's 5 in the morning. Actually, half of the crew, we've done a very big boot camp today for the first 10 people. And it was a long day, and they all crashed out of the 12 commandments. Some of them made it for the forensics, so they're all sort of here with us. This was a very, very important forensic. Anyone that will follow those 10 will achieve everything our CEO has promised us. And myself here, equally a student, started my business today as I started it for the first time, and truly am becoming a student of the people here and our incredible company. So
I am too, Ronan. I am too. Like I said, I need information, otherwise I feel like I'm being obsolete.
Definitely, we will now create a new generation that did not know the old, and this new generation is excited. They're young, they're 20 to 35, and they are ready to rock. So I believe that we will bring the true culture of opulence and forensic, and I hope many will follow. Yes, it is a little bit harder work, it's true, but it is worth it long term. It will stay for generations. So yeah, back to the drawing board and the work.
Let's go. I want to come to Israel. Let's go.
Wait till the missiles stop falling. But yes, very soon we'll bring you here when you're safe.
Whenever you guys ready.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ronan.
Hello, good evening, Ramin. It's Renee here.
Go for it. Hi, Renee.
Thank you so much, Ramin. Good evening. Great to hear from Ronan again. Just a soldier staying up till 5 in the morning to be on this call. And for me, Ramin, one of the things about the Ten Commandments and what I really learned that gave me success here more than in any other company I've ever been in is I believe I learned from you in the very first the very first boot camp that you did for us, way back in 2007. I forgot which hotel it was at. I think it was like, I just forgot anyways. I know the room inside, but I forgot where it was. Maybe the Monte Carlo, I can't remember. But it was that you taught me to treat my MLM business like a business.
Yeah.
And I think, when people ask me, Renee, what's the number one secret to your success? I would say, well, you know what, is treating this business like it's actually a business, and that's the one thing that I really learned from you through forensic. And and I think the biggest second part again was that when you have a new partner that gets launched into this business, you really must take care of them in that first 30 days, the whole die or fly thing. And so for me, I think that we've had just from your trip to Trinidad and Tobago and the call that we had with you with our leadership core, the new culture that you again set forward for us, we've already seen amazing growth. I mean, we're seeing LAPs, LAs, on a daily basis right now. And I think it's because we have reinstilled the culture that you first gave to us a long time ago. Kind of got lost sometimes along the way. But again, for me, it's just that the commandments, of course, and just really treating your business like a business. So for me, once I did that, everything fell into place. My mindset, my dedication, my discipline, my consistency, and it's all thanks to your forensic training. So I hope everyone tonight got the same value that I got, 17 years ago, and just apply what you're learning. And if I can do it, you can do it. So back to you, Ramin. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Look, Trinidad team, there's a lot of talent there. They're in touch with me too daily. There are a lot of talent. I'm very proud of them, and we should send somebody down there again next 6 to 8 weeks. So, all right, Brian.
Good evening, Mr. CEO. Good evening, Mavis. What an amazing call, and it's tremendous when we go back to basics. At the end of the day, that's all that sometimes that we need, and just a reminder of what the core things are, the DMO, and the things that we need to do day in and day out to make sure we have success. And it's interesting you said something that really there is no failure in the business as long as you continue to do those things. At the end of the day, you will find people as long as you continue to stay focused. You put the blinders on, and you don't let sort of things, just the shiny objects distract you, and you're going to get it done. And then at the end of the day, no matter where you are in terms of a rank, the next 30 days is your target of where do you want to go to in the next 30 days. If you're an LD2, the next 30 days, your target should be, what do I need to do to become an LD3? And I'm speaking to myself. If you're an LD3, what do I need to do in the next 30 days in terms of those core, things that I need to do day in, day out to actually put myself in position to be an LD4. And as long as we continue to focus on those things and keep those things sort of front of mind, then I do believe that what you say is true, that you will succeed. And there's something else that Renee said that I used to tell everyone is when you launch your business, don't think about the fact that you invested 1,900. Treat it as though you invested $1 million. Because if you invested $1 million, your activity is going to be very, very different than your activity if you look at it as $700. Because you're going to be in a position where you say, this is money that I can't necessarily afford to lose. And you're going to treat it very differently. Your activity is going to be very differently. Your focus is going to be very different. But if you look at it as, oh, you know what, it's like an expensive dinner or a pair of shoes, then your focus is not going to be where it needs to be. And your activity is not going to really mirror what you need to have as activity to really push you to where you need to be pushed to. So, thank you very much, Ramin. You don't know how timely this training was, and I definitely want to let you know that it's much appreciated, and it's definitely one of the best trainings that I've sat in on in a long time, and it's much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian. And let me tell you what, at age 20, when I got into this industry 35 years ago, I was told this because I was in a pizza business. I had a successful business and I had a good car. I was 20 years old. I'm already champion wrestler. I got an ego size of the door. I thought I was already doing everything right. I was successful because after all, we're the family restaurant, right? And I was said this sentence one time and never forgot it. When I first saw the top guy in Toronto, Pierre, he said, you need to forget everything you know about making money. Let me repeat. He says, you need to forget everything you know about making money, because what your definition of making money is not money. I'm going to show you a real way of making money. And that's what he showed me network marketing, what can happen. So for everybody else, you need to forget everything you know about making money and adopt this new way of making money. And you'd be a different world. Back to you, Mavis.
Thank you, our CEO, for really enlightening us. And I hope everyone took notes. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, CEO. We love you. and you are in our hearts and prayers.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Stay forensic to the billion.
Stay